those in your package. After those are reviewed, the chair would entertain a motion for approval.
Chairman Bell, Mark Roach, move to approve.
Motion by Mr. Roach, is there a second?
Kenny Corbell, second.
Second by Mr. Corvell. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, call for the vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to item D, public comment. This time, the chair would recognize Mr. Mitchell Tolbert concerning the PSI exam and solar licenses. Mr. Tolbert.
Good morning. There are actually two notes that I have. The first and most important one, I feel like I represent a large body of the public with this information. I'm a master electrician. I also teach CEU licensing classes, or excuse me, CEU classes, and also some exam preparation classes. So what we've noticed in the past 6 months is that PSI has issued a new bit of information on the candidate information bulletin. And that note is that they no longer allow what they call lengthy notes to be added to somebody's code book for the purposes of the examination. The problem with that ruling is that it's so subjective that what we're seeing is that some areas will not allow the guy to have anything in his book at all, while other places will let him have pages and pages and pages of notes. It's too difficult of a rule for a third-party, entity to try to determine what exactly that rule means and then apply it fairly across the board. To the average electrician, there are a lot of parts of that code book that are difficult to understand, and so the ruling allowing them to have notes in the book is a good ruling. A lot of times these guys, in the field just don't have the working knowledge of the code book, and without the ability to take notes, it really puts them kind of at a disadvantage. So I do believe that somebody at some point ought to clarify what that rule means so that we can have a more fair across-the-board approach and not leave it up to PSI's employees to make a determination on a case-by-case, day-by-day basis. So the second issue is the licensing for solar. I feel like, and the public feels like, we're a little confused why TDLR doesn't encompass solar licensing under the TDLR umbrella. Y'all are probably more aware of this than I am, but it's a few years back you guys did take, or TDLR did take, the pool industry under your wing and made your appliance installer licensing for that. What really is so odd about this is that you've got a huge cottage or a huge industry installing basically electrical equipment with no state licensing requirements of any kind. It's odd that what we're seeing is we'll have guys working side by side with roofers installing electrical components under no state umbrella. So these guys haven't been background checked. They don't have to follow the same set of rules that my employees have to do, yet they're installing electrical equipment, and it's such a disembodiment between what I think TDLR's rules and standards are. And it's odd that we have such a large body of people out there doing that with just absolutely no licensing requirements. The NABCEP, which is the only nationally recognized large body, doesn't have any background check requirements. They don't really have insurance requirements for these guys. So they may demonstrate their working knowledge of the product, but they haven't met the other components that the rest of the electricians in the field have to meet. And so I was hoping that at one point we could address that, or possibly even bring that under TDLR's umbrella, because I think that really would serve the public's interest a lot better if we did have some kind of control over that.
Appreciate your comments today. We'll take those under advisement, and hopefully you'll get some of those answers today.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Moving on to those